Hey legends, I did not expect to be doing this video. That's mainly because I thought I would be giving lots of little stories about my run, which was the UTA miler, my first ever miler, and there's lots of stories that I will share. Sorry. So watch this space. However, there's been a few serendipitous things happen. The first being I had some beautiful friends across various platforms, face-to-face friends, social friends, online friends, etc., contact me and really check in to make sure that I was investing in my recovery post-UTA miler. Now, alongside that, I got an email from doTERRA. Now, that's not serendipitous in itself, and it is an email informing me about the current BOGO, which is like a buy one, get one promo. And again, not particularly serendipitous in itself. However, the oils in this BOGO offer align completely with my recovery, as well as some overlap with oils that I used during my run. So it's like, really, I need to share about how I'm going to look after my recovery alongside these fabulous oils. Now, you can get daily deals with the BOGO, which is a buy one, get one from doTERRA. However, you can also buy all in one hit the BOGO box, which is every oil in the deals, in the daily deals, plus a special bonus oil, which is even better. So you get 9 oils. Pretty good because it works out to be roughly $21 an oil. Super cheap, super good value. And so because it's super good value, it's really an opportunity to either stock up or jump in, right? Because let's face it, for me, the oils are not a luxury item. These are oils and products that I use for wellness. They are products that I use to either support my running or to recover from my running. And so they're non-negotiable. So if I can save money in this area, I am totally going to jump all over it. And I hope that you do too. So if you're a little bit interested, keep going. Keep going anyway, even if you're like not all that interested. Like, hey, listen to my voice. It's probably a good one. Sorry, I'm a bit silly after all this miler action. Anywho, now let's go through the 9 oils that are in this BOGO box. So the first 2 I want to talk about, peppermint and wild orange. Now, these are the bit of wow, wow, bang, bang. I kind of call it the wakey, wakey blend. If you pop a drop of each on the palm of your hand, rub them together, inhale them, better than a coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Something I did for my support crew is I made them like little roller balls, and I put about 10 drops of each peppermint and wild orange, topped it up with fractionated coconut oil. So they could apply it to their pulse points or again, rub it in the palm of their hand, and they had their very own wakey, wakey blend when they were supporting me throughout the miler. Now, the other side of the miler, there are times when I need to stay switched on because life keeps going, yeah? And so in those moments, I can use that without the stimulation of caffeine to really just give myself a little pick-me-up, which is super, super useful. So that's peppermint, wild orange. Now, the next 2 I want to talk about are On Guard and Easy Air because they're traditionally associated with things like immunity and clearer breathing and seasonal threats that we all sort of feel at this time of year. But from an ultra runner point of view, there's a few other, practical ways. So the first, I really love to put On Guard on my throat. So I've been breathing through my mouth for 44 hours essentially when I'm out there running. And so the whole epiglottis is really dry. Using On Guard on the outside of my throat really soothes that and supports the rebuilding of that tissue. Now, popping it on the soles of my feet or down my spine also support any immunity-related scenarios going on because when we do an ultra, all the energy we use, right, makes us really vulnerable. And so On Guard helps us protect against threats, which is super useful. Then we've got Easy Air. So this is all about clear breathing. So during the run, you can actually pop it on your buff and really support breathing. You could even do that whole tent diffuser thing with your hands with the Easy Air during a run and have it like in a drop bag. And so as a consequence, you can totally use that to support your breathing during your run. However, like for Easy Air, one of my favorite ways to use it is to pop it on some paper towel and stuff it in my shoes to get rid of all the stink, right? Same with On Guard. So On Guard I love to use. I put a couple of drops of On Guard and some white vinegar and pop it in the fabric softener drawer of the washing machine, and it really helps sanitize all of that stinky running gear post-run. It is super, super useful. Both of them are staples, and these 4 oils, Peppermint, Wild Orange, On Guard, Easy Gear, these are, if they're not used once a day, they're used multiple times a week. So loving the savings coming through here. Then, of course, the one thing everyone asks me, are you getting enough sleep? Are you resting? Are you minimizing stress? Etc. Now, there are 4 items in this BOGO box that are going to support that process and that I do use. So it's all about rest, recovery, lowering cortisol, and better sleep. So let's kind of talk about them all together in some respects. So there's Sinrin Yoku. This is the forest bathing blend. Diffusing this overnight, yes, it will help you sleep. On top of that, it will help lower cortisol. There are some pretty awesome studies around that. Now, because fatigue after an ultra is like supercharged, I add Valerian to that. And so Valerian is very well known for supporting restful sleep. And so adding that to the Sinrin Yoku in the diffuser, that's step 1 of my sleep system. Now, step 2, you can see I need the On Guard, is the sleep stick. Now, the sleep stick has lavender piece with valerian, and it looks like a little solid stick that you might get like a deodorant or so forth. Now, you can pop that on your pulse point. So for those that aren't sort of like cray about like oil per se, or get overwhelmed about how do I use the stuff that's in this little bottle, the stick is super useful because you just pop it on your pulse points, pop it on the soles of your feet, and it helps you get a restful night's sleep. So that's part 2 of the sleep system. So part 1, pop the oils in diffuser. Step 2, use the sleep stick. Now, of course, stress is present during the day as well. So we need some support there, and that's where Balence comes in. So soles of the feet at the start of the day really helps feel grounded. On top of that, if you need to lift some mood, you could add Wild Orange to that Balance and the soles of your feet, which is Now you get a bonus oil here, which is Supermint if you buy the BOGO box. Now, Supermint, you basically think of it as peppermint on steroids. I love, again, using this on my buff when I run. But there are a bunch of studies around peppermint and athletes and endurance and fatigue and how it supports that. Now, all of those studies are linked to menthol. And the thing about the Supermint blend, right, is that Supermint blend maximizes menthol. So if any of those studies around menthol and athletes resonate with you, perhaps give Supermint a go. And it's great how it comes in this BOGO box. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are going to be daily deals starting from today, which today is the On Guard and Easy Air. Buy On Guard, get Easy Air free. But I'm a big fan of the box because when you get the BOGO box, you get all 9 oils. And that means you get them at a really great price. So it roughly evens out to maybe $21 a product. So the box is $196. If you bought all the oils, it would be $362. So you're saving $166. Now, as I said before, these are not luxuries for me. These are things that are part of my wellness toolbox, part of my runner's toolbox, part of my mental resilience toolbox. And so for me, being able to get my basics cheaper, I'm jumping in. If you want to get started, it's the perfect time because you get way bigger bang for your buck. So I'm going to pop a link in the comments so that you can do that and can just jump on. Or you can also comment, reach out, email, phone, etc. And we can work through a custom way to support you with these oils as well. If you already are on board, an even better way is just to pop this using a loyalty rewards order and you will get this month 30% back in points. That means that next month you could potentially spend a whole heap and get even more free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff that you actually want to use? Like, that's the thing. We're getting a deal, not because this is like run out stuff. doTERRA are supporting us because these are items we need right now. And like, seriously, when I looked at what was in this box, I'm like, how did doTERRA know that I just finished my first ever miler? Like, how do they know? Anyhow, I'm trying to keep this short and sweet, so I will leave that here. As always, keep running, keep smiling, and yay heels.